In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 best credit cards for 2024 and 2025. Whether you're researching your first card or you're just looking for more options, these are the 5 that I use the most in my day-to-day life. I also guarantee that not a single person has every card on this list, and there is truly something for everyone. And for each of these cards, I'm going to be going through some of the pros and cons that I think you need to know, and the bottom line of who I think this card is best for. So without further ado, let's start with card number 1, the Chase Freedom Flex. Starting off with what I love about the Chase Freedom Flex is that you get up to 5% cash back on specific categories. Now, the way this works is that every quarter, a different category is selected. It could be something like grocery stores, or it could be restaurants. And for that quarter, you'll get 5% back on all of your spending in that category, up to $1,500 in spending. So there is a cap. You do have to go into the Chase app or the Chase website and proactively confirm that you do want that cash back. On top of that, this card has no annual fee, and you get a $200 bonus when you sign up, as long as you spend $500 in the first 3 months. Additionally, you do get 3% back on dining and takeout purchases, and right now, Chase is giving out 0% interest for the first 15 months after you sign up for this card. But I will say what I don't like about this card is that the sign-up bonus, while $200 is meaningful, it's not a lot compared to some of the other cards on this list, and the percent cash back on the 5% quarterly bonus category is capped. My bottom line for this card is that if you like to optimize credit card points and you know that you can stay on top of those quarterly categories and track your spending appropriately, I think this is a good card for you. Otherwise, you should take a look at some of the other ones on this list. Starting with number 2 on this list, the Apple Card. And just like the rest of Apple's products, this card is designed for ease of use. And that's why there are no fees at all on this card ever. No annual fee, and not even any fees on foreign transactions. In my opinion, this is actually a pretty big differentiator when compared to other cards, because they don't even charge you fees if you go over your credit limit. And the reason I think that's a big deal is because it takes a lot of the stress out of owning a credit card, at least when it comes to paying really hefty annual fees like some of the other credit cards on this list, or potentially overspending on your credit card. But the differentiation doesn't stop there, because this card has a very interesting reward structure, and that is something called Daily Cash. This card links up with an app on your iPhone, and when you get cash back from this credit card, it is available for immediate use, which is pretty unique when compared to other credit cards on this list. In fact, you can even link that Daily Cash to a savings account that's built into the Apple Wallet app, and you can watch your cash back just turn into savings that grows over time and earns interest. In terms of the percent rewards that you get back, you do get 3%, but only on select merchants. And some of those merchants that I use often are obviously Apple, and also Uber, Uber Eats, and Panera Bread. But the way that Apple makes up for only having select merchants that give you 3% back, they do give you 2% back on all purchases where you use Apple Pay. If I had to give this card any cons, I would say that it's that you only get the 3% cash back on select merchants. There's no way to really multiply those points through extra bonuses or anything like that. And I will say that while I have a shiny new card here, I did have to get it replaced because they are very prone to wear and tear, especially with an all-white card like this. My bottom line for the Apple Card is that if you are looking for a very easy to use, low hassle card, then this card is probably for you. But if you're looking for a card with more features, benefits, and rewards, you might want to take a look at some of the other cards I have coming up on this list. Starting with number 3, which I think many would consider the workhorse of credit card rewards, and that is the Chase Freedom Unlimited. The reason that this card is considered the workhorse of credit card rewards is that you do get 1.5% cash back on all purchases. Additionally, you can combo those Chase points with other cards that you'll see on this list that could increase that effective percent back to 2.25%. In terms of the other pros on this list for this card, they're very similar to the Freedom Flex. You do get $200 back when you spend $500 or more for the first 3 months. As I mentioned, that's a fairly low sign-up bonus compared to the next card that I'm going to cover on this list. And you also get 0% APR for the first 15 months. There is also no sign-up fee on this card, and in terms of cons, my only con for this card is that the sign-up bonus is kind of low. My bottom line for this card is that it is a very solid card. This card was my first foray into travel rewards and maximizing points. In fact, it's part of a stack of cards that I use to get thousands of dollars back in credit card rewards every year. And I will have a video coming up on what that stack is. What are the 3 to 4 cards that I think you should use if you want to maximize your points every year? And speaking of making thousands of dollars in cashback rewards, that brings me to card number 4, which is the Amex Business Gold Card. This card is really designed for those that own a business and have to spend a lot of money through that business, and the way that the rewards are structured really shows that point. To start off, depending on the offer that you get from Amex, you can get anywhere from 100,000 points to 200,000 points just for signing up for this card. The only catch though is that you'll need to spend $15,000 just in the first 3 months of having this card. But if you are someone who owns a business or has a side hustle and you do have around $5,000 a month in expenses, then getting 200,000 points back on this card is like getting 13% back on your money just for signing up for the card. There is another catch though, and that is that this card comes with a $375 annual fee. But if you can stomach that fee, you do get 4 times points back on your 2 biggest spending categories each quarter. And my favorite part about that 4 times points bonus is that it adapts to your 2 biggest spending categories per quarter, which I think is pretty convenient. But when it comes to cons, I think this card has plenty of them. One of them is the $375 annual fee. The other is the $15,000 spending threshold to get that sign-up bonus. My bottom line is that this card is really great for small business owners who are looking to maximize their rewards and get a nice big point bonus up front for signing up for the card. But if you don't yet own a business and you're still looking for a card that will give you a really good sign-up bonus, then you might want to consider either the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the more exclusive $10 million credit card, the JP Morgan Reserve. And if you're interested in learning more about this exclusive card, then check out the video that I posted last week where I unboxed it and reacted to it live. But for the purposes of this video, the Chase Sapphire Reserve is definitely more accessible than the JP Morgan Reserve, and the benefits are just about the same. So starting off with the pros for the Chase Sapphire Reserve is a 60,000 point sign-up bonus as long as you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. But what's unique about this card is that you get access to the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal, and as long as you are a Chase Sapphire Reserve member, you get a 50% bonus on any points that you redeem through Chase's portal. This means that your 60,000 points, which you could normally redeem for $600 cash back, can be used for up to $900 in value through the Chase travel website. And at $900 worth of value on only $4,000 in spending, you're getting over 20% back on your money in the first 3 months. The catch is that this card comes with a hefty $550 per year annual fee. However, there are some additional benefits to help soften the blow. To start with, this card comes with a $300 annual travel credit, and what I love about that travel credit is that it automatically gets applied anytime you make a purchase on travel, and that even includes Uber and Lyft rides. Another perk about this card that I've definitely made use of is that you get 2 years of Lyft Pink membership, which gets you discounts on lots of rides. And while I can't quantify what those discounts will be for you, a normal Lyft Pink membership costs about $200 per year. You also get 12 months of Dash Pass, which means you'll get all of your DoorDash food delivered for free, and that is worth another $120, excluding the savings you would get from those free delivery fees. Last but not least, you do get 3 times points back on dining, so this is the card that I use for all of my restaurant and food purchases. When it comes to cons, there are a few, starting with the one I mentioned before, which is that $550 per year annual fee. Additionally, there aren't a lot of cashback categories for this card outside of dining, and maybe 5 times points back when you use the card through the Chase Travel portal. And I will say that this card is not the easiest to get. In fact, when I first applied for this card, I got denied at least 2 different times before I was finally able to get it. My bottom line for this card is that it has a pretty good sign-up bonus if you can make use of it, if you can spend the $4,000 in the first 3 months, and if you're someone who's already spending a good amount on travel. I know for someone who's in my age, in the millennial generation, there are a lot of weddings to go to. I've got family that live out of town, so I'm often traveling to go see them and to go to those events. So this card is worth it if you are looking for a card to use on travel spending. That wraps it up for what are, in my opinion, the 5 best credit cards for 2024 and 2025. And if you want to see a video where I unbox the exclusive $10 million JP Morgan Reserve credit card, then check out the link right here.